Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, in this video, we are going to discuss about designing classroom language test. Let me share the material. Okay. Let's start. Now, when we design a classroom language test, we will start with 5 critical questions. Let us see what are those questions. Question number 1, what is the purpose of the test? So, in here, you are going to elaborate about why are you creating this test, why was it created, and then what is it the significance relative to your course. For example, to evaluate overall proficiency or to pay student in the course. So is it going to be a proficiency test or placement test? And how important is the test compared to other student performance? What will be the impact on you and your students before and after the assessment? And then after you have established the major purpose of the test, then it will become easier for you to specify the objective, which brings us to question number 2. What are the objectives of the test? So you have to think about what exactly are you going to find out. You have to establish appropriate objectives, impose a number of issues from relatively simple ones about forms and functions covered in the course to get to much more complex ones about the construct to be represented on the test. In here, you will include the decisions about what language ability are to be assessed. Yeah, are you going in? What is it? Is your objective to assess their speaking skill, their pronunciation, or their fluency? Okay, now how about number 3? How will the test specifications reflect both the purpose and the objective? To design or evaluate a test, you must make sure that the test has a structure that logically follows from the unit or lesson it's testing. The class objective should be present in the test through appropriate task types and with a logical sequence and variety of text. So you have to consider about the structure is logically follows the unit or the lesson that the students have been learning. And then you will also have to consider about the types, the weight bobotnya, jenisnya, bobotnya, and also the variety of task. Ya, variasi dari tugas-tugasnya. Number 4 is how will the test task be selected and the separate items will be arranged. Okay, as you remember, task should be practical. And then it should also have content validity. There should also be authentic. And finally, the task must be ones that can be evaluated reliability by the teacher or student. So it also should be reliable. And then the last one, what kind of scoring, grading, and or feedback is expected? Yeah, it will be scoring, grading, and feedback will be depend on their purpose. Under some circumstances, a letter grade or a holistic score may be appropriate. So sometimes with letter A, B, C, and some other time will be with numbers, yeah, 100 or 70. It to decide whether you are going to score by numbers or grade by letters, you have to think about the washback. Now, after you think about the critical question, yeah, as you can see in question number 1, is what is the purpose of the text? Are you going to test the proficiency or the placement? So it means we are going to talk about the test type. Basically, in language test, yeah, you will test about the language. Number 1 is actually language aptitude test. Number 2, proficiency test. Number 3, placement test. Number 4, diagnostic test. And number 5 is assessment test. Let's start with language aptitude test. What is language aptitude? Language aptitude test is designed to measure the capacity or general ability to learn a foreign language and ultimate success in that undertaking. So after the result of this test, you will know whether the students have the ability to learn foreign language successfully, yeah, and then how long it will take them to be successful in learning this foreign language. Okay, it can be applied to the classroom learning of any language, yeah, not only English but also other language. Okay, there are 2 standardized aptitude tests have been used in USA. The first one is Modern Language Aptitude Test, or they will call it MLIT. It is made by Carroll and Sapon in 1958. It was made by Carroll and Sapon. And then one more is Pimsleur Language Aptitude Battery, or PLAB, which was created in 1956. Both of them are language tests, and they require students to perform a number of language-related tasks. But okay, now we are going to see what are the tasks. The first task is about number learning. So the examinees peserta test must learn a set of numbers. Yeah, so they will be given set numbers to learn through oral input, and then discriminate different combination of those numbers. The oral input emit by points. They will read and hear some examples about how to say numbers in foreign language. And then B, phonetic script. The examinees will learn a set of correspondence between speech sounds and phonetic symbols. After they learn about it, they will be tested. And then C, spelling clues. Examinees must read that spelled somewhat phonetically, and then select from a list the one word whose meaning is closest to this guy's word. So they will be given some word. Yeah, and then they will have to choose the one word whose meaning is closest to the disguised word. And then the words in sentence. Examinees are given a keyword in the sentence and then asked to select a word in second sentence that performs the same grammatical function as the keyword. Yeah. For example, in the example, For example, they will learn about verb. Yeah, they will learn about verb. And then on the test problem, they will be given a sentence. They will have to choose which one of these words in the sentence is a verb that has the same function with the example. And then the next one is paired associates. Examinees must quickly learn a set of vocabulary words from another language and memorize their English meaning. Okay, the next one is proficiency test. A proficiency test is not limited to any one course, curriculum, or single skill in the language. Rather, it tests overall ability. And so not only speaking skill, for example, but it will the proficiency test. It will test overall ability, the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Yeah, so there will be written test and oral test. Proficiency tests have traditionally consisted of standardized multiple choice items on grammar. So usually they have grammar, vocabulary, reading comprehension, and oral comprehension. Oral comprehension including listening and speaking. Proficiency tests are almost always summative and non-reference. Yes, summative. So it is not only about one topic, but it is about several topics. For example, the grammar can be about from present tense until past perfect continuous, and maybe the reading will be not only about descriptive text. Maybe there will be also about uh, exploratory text. Yeah. And then there are norm reference. So each part there will be the norm reference. There will be norm reference for grammar. There will be norm reference for vocabulary, reading, and speaking. Now, the example of proficiency test is TOEFL. And then in TOEFL, you will be judged whether you are beginner, pre-intermediate, intermediate, or advanced. Nah, usually people use TOEFL to decide whether you are able to join class in university in US. Yeah, because to join a class in university in US, I think you need to have at least 500. The score should be 500. So you will understand the lecture there, and then you will also be able to write essays or something like that. And you will also, if your score is 500, you will also understand the textbook. The next one is placement test. Now, TOEFL is the example of proficiency test. Placement is actually kind of proficiency test. Yep. But this kind of proficiency test can act as the placement test. Yeah. The purpose of this test is to place students into a particular level. So, for example, there is an English course. There are several levels. There is basic 1, 2, 3, intermediate 1, 2, 3, 4, advanced 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, based on your placement test, based on your result, the administrator will know what class will be suitable for you. A placement test usually, but not always, include a sampling of the material to be covered in various courses in curriculum. So some numbers will taken from the basic level, and next there will be also some numbers for intermediate level, and some numbers also taken from the advanced level. Okay, so, placement tests come in many varieties. Some of them they assess comprehension and production, responding through written or oral input performance, open-ended or limited responses, yeah, multiple choice or essay or gap filling, depend on the nature of program that it's need. The next one is the diagnostic test. A diagnostic test is designed to diagnose specified aspects of a language. Whether is it going to test only the pronunciation, the phonological features, or the grammar ability, speaking ability, with writing ability. This diagnostic test will elicit information, akan mencari informasi on what students need to work on in the future. Mengenai kemampuan apa yang harus dikembangkan, diperbaiki, ditingkatkan. Okay, the diagnosis test can give information about learners' acquisition of tenses, bagaimana si pembelajar ini menguasai verb, modal, auxiliaries, definite articles, relative clause, or something like that. And one more is achievement test. It is related directly to classroom lesson, unit, or event a total curriculum. So usually to find out how the students can understand, can absorb the material, the whole term. Gimana kemampuan siswa dalam menyerap pelajaran selama satu semester. Achievement tests are or should be limited to practical material addressed in the curriculum within the practical time frame and are over after a course has focused on the objective interest. Ya, jadi hanya dibatasi untuk materi yang telah dipelajari oleh siswa ya. So different. Can you see the different with placement? Placement test it can be from various level. One sheet material can be from various level, from basic, intermediate, and advanced. Nah, for achievement test, it will be only specific semester. So for example, in this semester, the student learn about basic English, so the test will be only about basic English, and maybe only from present tense until future tense, so the test will be only about that. The achievement tests are often summative, yeah, so it summarizes what the students have been learned, and they are administered diselenggarakan at the end of unit or term of the study, ya, diselenggarakan di akhir unit atau di akhir semester. The specification for an achievement test should be determined by, harus ditentukan oleh the objective of the lesson, unit or course, berdasarkan tujuan dari lesson babnya, topik pembelajarannya, atau yang sedang dipelajari dalam satu semester itu. The relative importance or weight assigned to each objective. Ya. Kemudian pembobotan atau tingkat kepentingan dari masing-masing objektif. Ya. For example, if it is about grammar nih, how will the weight of the importance, mana yang lebih penting ya? Misalnya kalau if it is more important to learn about tenses, so maybe the score the weight will be more. Jadi misalnya yang tenses itu lebih dipentingkan daripada konjangsir misalnya ya. Jadi nanti pembobotan nilai untuk soal-soal yang tenses lebih daripada soal-soal konjangsir. Or for example, identifying part of speech, or using part of speech, or writing sentence using part of speech. Ada 3 nih misalnya objektifnya. Yang paling penting tuh, yang paling yang penting oleh teachernya, for example, make sentence, produce sentence, menghasilkan kalimat using suitable part of speech, menggunakan part of speech yang tepat. Itu kan kalau itu dianggap paling berat, ya mungkin bobotnya 10, for example ya 10, and then for using fill in the blank, hanya mengisi dengan part of speech yang tepat, mungkin bobotnya 5. If it is about identifying, biasanya itu soal multiple choice, maybe the weight only 2, mungkin bobotnya hanya 2. And then C, the task involved in classroom lesson during the unit of time. Sekali lagi, tugas-tugasnya itu harus sesuai dengan waktu yang ada. Practical issues such as the time frame for the test turnaround time, sama ya. And then E, the extent of to which the test structure left is formative prospect. Nah, dimana nanti struktur tesnya akan mempengaruhi prospeknya, dampaknya ke siswa. Now, let us see the practical steps to test construction. Sekarang gimana sih langkah-langkah praktis untuk membuat tes? First, assessing clear and ambiguous objective. Jadi tesnya itu harus punya tujuan yang clear, jelas, tidak ambigu. Number 2, drawing up test specification. Kemudian kita tentukan spesifikasi tesnya. Number 3, devising test task. Kemudian kita bagi-bagi tasnya dalam tas itu apa aja. Maybe there will be multiple choice, fill in the blanks, and write sentences for answering questions. And number 4, designing multiple choice test. Okay, let's see from step 1, assessing clear objectives and not ambiguous. Okay, so you have to of course you have to specify what you want to test, what kind of performance that you expect from the students. Performance seperti apa yang kalian harapkan dari siswa. For example, this one. And here is for low intermediate. For example, you are going to assess, you are going to test their listening and speaking skill. So the objective can be students will recognize and produce text questions with the correct grammatical form and intonation pattern in simple social conversation. Yeah, so for example, there will be listening, and then there will be some question and answers. Yeah, the question may be using that question. The student has to choose the suitable text question. And then later on, maybe they can have a role play with their friends, but in their role play, they need to use text question. Okay, communication skill, speaking. The objective is student will state completed action and events in social conversation. Maybe in this oral test, the student will tell about what happened in their last family gathering, for example, or in last outing with their friends. And then the next one is reading skills, where the example of the objective is student will recognize irregular past tense of selected verbs in the story or essay. And you will see later, maybe they will complete story by using suitable verbs, irregular form of the verbs. And then writing skill, the example of the objective is students will be able to write one paragraph story about a simple event in the past. Yeah, so this is the example of objectives. Now let us see how to draw up the test specification. Okay, let's start with listening, yeah, maybe. Remember, for example, the listening. In objective number 1, student will recognize and produce text question with the correct grammatical form and final intonation pattern in simple social conversation. So in here, the test specification, the time will be 10 minutes. The format will be the teacher makes audio tape in advance, will prepare audio tape in advance with one other voice on it. And then in that listening task, there will be 5 minimal pair items, multiple choice. Or in case of objective 2, student will recognize and produce WH information question with correct final intonation pattern. Nah, so in here, the task will be about 5 interpretation items, the intonation for WH question, and it will be multiple choice. Now let's see about speaking test. The objective is state completed action and event in a social conversation. Okay, the time will be 5 minutes per person, and then the student will have oral interview. The teacher will interview students. The teacher will ask questions to students about the past events they have had. Now let us see about reading. Let us see the objective. We are reading the objective. They will recognize Yeah, so maybe there will be multiple choice, something like that, or what is it? Provided word in the box. Student will recognize irregular past tense of selected verbs in a story or essay. The test will be 10 minutes. The format closed test items. Closed test items, it feels like fill in the blanks. Yeah? There are 10 total closed test items in a storyline. Nah, ya, they will fill in the blanks the story with the suitable irregular past verb. And then the next one is writing. The test objective is the student will able to write one paragraph story about a simple event in the past. Yeah, for example, the simple event is they watch television, the time is 10 minutes, and then they will write a short paragraph. Okay, now after we have, what is it? We have already the objective. We already have the objective and then the specification, and then the next one is dividing test task. Now, for example, about speaking test. Remember the speaking test? The objective student will state conflict exchange and event in the social conversation in the past year. They will have 5 minutes for oral interview by the teacher. And then teacher will ask questions to student. And then this is the devising of the task. So the teacher will so they will have warm up, and teacher will give some simple question and comment, and then part B, the level check questions. The teacher start to ask about what the students did last weekend, and then the teacher will ask students to tell about the interesting trip they took in the last year. And okay, and then C, probe the objective. For example, how do you feel about your vacation? And then the last one is wind down, penutup ya, by giving comments and reassurance. Okay, the next one is about test items. Oh, okay, wait. We are going to talk about multiple choice. Oh no. Still about devising test. Now, let us see the test items. Here, the example of listening part. Okay, so you have to prepare the directions. Listen to the sentence on the tape. Choose the sentence on your test page that is closest in the meaning to the sentence you heard. For example, you will hear, they sure made a mess at the party, didn't they? Okay, so students will read, they didn't make a mess, did they? And they did make a mess, didn't they? Yeah, so they have to find the closest meaning. The closest meaning to the voice they hear is D. And then the next one, the direction. Listen to the question on the page. Choose the sentence on your test page that is the best answer to the question. You will hear, where did George go after the party last night? Now, this is what the students will read the answers, the multiple choice answer. The most suitable answer is actually C. Ellen, sorry, to Ellen's place for another part. Later we will see whether these choices are effective or not. Kita akan lihat bahwa pilihan ABCD ini efektif. Or are they going to make some decision? And this is example of clause, yeah. So in here they will fill in the correct tense of the verb in parentheses that should go in its blank. So they have to complete with suitable irregular past verb. Then in the middle of this loud party, they heard the loudest thunder you have heard. And then right away, lightning struck right outside the house. And then this is the example of test item for writing. Direction, write a paragraph about what you like or didn't like about the character at the party in TV sitcom you saw. Yeah, so the teacher will provide a clip of sitcom situation comedy, and then after that, the students will write a paragraph about what they like and didn't like about the characters at the party in that sitcom. Okay, now let us see how to design multiple choice test items. So multiple choice items are all receptive or selective. They are not productive. Jadi hanya gini. Multiple choice itu sifatnya adalah reseptif. Karena sudah responsnya itu sudah disiapkan, ya, siswa tinggal memilih aja. Ya, it can be multiple choice A, B, C, D, or true false atau benar salah. And then every multiple choice item has a stem, ada stemnya, akarnya, which present a stimulus and several. Yang ada stimulusnya, jawaban yang benarnya, dan beberapa pilihannya. Between 3 or 5 options. One of those options, the key, satu dari pilihannya itu adalah kuncinya yang benar. While the others are distractors. Sementara yang lain fungsinya sebagai pengganggu. Let us see. This is for listening, ya. Let us see the design item to measure a specific objective. Jadi objektifnya tadi adalah listening skills to identify suitable response dari WH question. Where did George go after the party last night? Now, because the question where, it must be about place. So the most suitable one is C, to Ellen's place for another party. Ya. Jadi ini kita lihat nih, kalau ini nih jenis pertanyaan yang cukup bagus, ya, karena sangat masing-masing jawaban tuh sangat berbeda, masing-masing pilihan sangat berbeda. Yes, he did ini jelas untuk WH question, yes no question. Because ini jelas untuk why, and then to Ellen's place ini khusus untuk where. Kemudian around 11 o'clock ini khusus untuk when. Nah, jadi kalau yang tadi ini, soal yang ini nih, ini sebetulnya kurang bagus, ya. Oke, A cukup bagus. Yes, no question. B cukup bagus. Why? C jawaban yang dipilih karena where. Nah, masalahnya D ini juga mirip-mirip. Ini nanya apa sih? Nanya where apa nanya when gitu, ya. Ini sebetulnya apa gitu, ambigu. Jadi pertanyaan yang D ini ambigu. Apakah dia menjawab pertanyaan where atau menjawab pertanyaan where? Jadi ini option yang D ini kurang bagus untuk dipakai. Okay. Now, number 2, state custom and option as simply and directly as possible. Jadi tadi ada stemnya, akarnya, apakah membahas tenses, WH question, verbs, atau noun. Ini ya, kalau contoh yang ini tentang noun, stemnya adalah noun. My eyesight has really been deteriorating lately. I wonder if I need glasses. I think I'd better go to the pediatrician, dermatologist, or optometrist to have my eyes checked. Tentang eyes, tentang mata. Berarti kalau A pediatrician is dokter anak. B dermatologist, iya dokter kulit. C optometrist. Nah, this one is for to check your eyes. Ya, jadi kamu akan menghubungi optometrist to check your eyes. Jadi tadi ya pilihan stemnya jelas tentang noun dan nounnya itu spesifik untuk occupation, untuk pekerjaan. Jadi pilihannya sesuai. And then make certain that the intended answer make certain that the intended answer is clearly the only correct one. For example, where did George go the party last night? After the party last night? Yeah, sorry. Where did George go after the party last night? Jadi kita udah bahas ya. Yes, he did. B, because he was tired. C, to Ellis place for another party. D, he went home around 11 o'clock. Ini jadi jawabannya sebetulnya C. Tapi soal ini harus diperbaiki. Ya. This is flawed. Kurang pas, harus diperbaiki. You have to change D. D ini harus diperbaiki. Ya mungkin bisa dijawab at around 11 o'clock gitu. He went home-nya nggak usah ya. Jadi D-nya tidak ambigu. And then number 4, use the item indicates to accept, discard, or revise item. Nah, kita akan mempelajari kita akan menggunakan item untuk mengindikasikan apakah ada soal kayak tadi ya. Kita lihat ada soal sebelumnya itu ada yang kita mau discard, mau kita buang karena nggak sesuai gitu. Nah, gimana caranya mengaccept, menerima item soalnya atau mendiscard item soalnya atau merevisi? Itu dengan menggunakan item facility, item discrimination, and distractor efficiency. Okay, so what is item facility? Item facility is the extent to which an item easy or difficult for the proposed group of test taker. Ya, jadi akan menentukan apakah soal ini akan susah atau mudah untuk peserta tesnya. What will be the formula? Formulanya gini. Item facility equals to number of students answering the item correctly divided by total number of students responding to that item. Ya, jumlah siswa yang menjawab dengan benar dibagi dengan total siswa yang mengerjakan ujian. So if the range of IF between 0 to 0.3, it means it is difficult. If 1.3 until 1.7, it means medium. If it is from 1.71 until 1.9, so it means it is easy. What do you think about this? Is it difficult, medium, or easy? There are 50 students who answer the item X. 30 students can answer it correctly. Now, what do you think? Is item X difficult, medium, or easy? The next one is item discrimination. This is to differentiate untuk membedakan high and low ability test takers. Jadi item ini bisa membedakan kemampuan student yang mempunyai kemampuan tinggi atau student yang kemampuannya kurang. The formula of item discrimination is ID equals to high group. Okay, the number of high ability test takers answers correctly minus low ability test takers answer correctly divided by half of the total of the test takers. So if the ID score is between 0 until 1.2, it means that 1.21 until 1.4 it means enough, 1.41 until 1.7 is good, and 1.71 until 1 is excellent. Okay, so how about this one? 30 students are divided into 2 groups. Yeah, 15 students, lower group, lower ability test takers, and 50 others are high ability test takers. In the higher group, there are 20 students who answer item X correctly. 12, yeah. In the lower, only 5 students who answer item correctly. 12 minus 5. And then you will determine the discrimination of what is it? Item discrimination of item X. So 12 minus 5 per 12 plus per half of 19. 7 divided by 9.5. Yeah, so I think it will be excellent. Now, distractor efficiency. Now, as you can see, when we make multiple choice, first we make the stem and then we will make the options. In the option, there will be one correct answer and the others will be the distractors. Distractor efficiency is the extent to which the distractors can lure, bisa menggoda a sufficient number of test takers, especially lower ability ones. Jadi bisa menggoda si students, terutama yang kemampuannya kurang, memilih jawaban tersebut. And B, those responses are somewhat even distributed across all distractors. Dan gimana itu masing-masing nomor itu punya, masing-masing pilihan itu kemampuan distraksinya itu hampir sama. So, for example, there is an item, ada soal. The high ability students, 10 of them, ya, yang pintar itu ada 10. And then 7 of them, 7 dari 10 anak pintar ini, they choose the correct answer, C. Mereka pilih 7. Nah, kemudian yang low ability, there will be, dari 10, only 2 choose the correct answer. Nah, berarti anak yang, apa namanya, anak yang low ability ini banyak yang salah jawabannya ya. Oke, yang distractornya cukup bagus adalah poin A and B. Ya, D sama E ini kurang bagus karena nggak ada yang milih. Ininya kurang bagus distractor efisiensi ya. Kurang bagus ditinjau dari distractor efisiensi. Okay. Now, we are going to talk about scoring, grading, and feedback. Scoring plan reflects the relative weight that teacher places on each section and items in each section. Jadi gimana si teacher memberi pembobotan ya. So for example for proficiency test, misalnya ini ada proficiency. Ingat ya, proficiency itu ada beberapa skill yang dinilai. There will be oral, listening, reading, writing. Nah, from here the administrator, teacher and administrator they decide. Ini kayaknya bobotnya yang susah itu oral kan. So that's why the score for oral is 40%. Listening, reading, and writing, there will be 20%. Nah, itu bobotnya. Kemudian dari 40% itu misalnya oral interview ada 5 question ya. 4 question, 4 score. 5, masing-masing question bobotnya 5. Kemudian nanti dikali 2. Jadi hasilnya 44 kali dalam kurung 5 kali 2. Listening, there will be 10 items. Nilai masing-masing soal 2. Reading, there will be 10 items. Nilai masing-masing soal juga 2. Nah, writing, misalnya writing paragraph, or writing sentences, atau paragraf yang terdiri dari 5 kalimat, masing-masing bobot. Oh, sorry. Writing, misalnya nulis 2 paragraf. Masing-masing paragraf nilainya 5. Jadi ini 5 sampai nanti dikali 2. Jadi ya bobotnya seperti ini. Kalau misalnya betul semua, there will be oral test 40, listening 20, reading 20, writing 20, and the maximum score is 100. Okay, now the grading. The way of grading is depends on the country, culture, and context of this English classroom. Ya, jadi tergantung negaranya. Kalau di Indonesia tuh usually using score numbers ya, nilai dari 0 sampai 100 gitu kan. And then institutional expectation. Misalnya penilaian di UMP itu akan berbeda dengan penilaian di IKIP misalnya, atau penilaian di UMP akan berbeda dengan penilaian di IPB. Ya, grading, tingkat penilaiannya. Students yang dapat E berapa sampai berapa, B berapa sampai berapa, C berapa, D berapa. Kemudian kadang-kadang E-nya itu tuh berdasarkan apa? Berdasarkan memang nilainya ditentukan atau berdasarkan persentase siswa. And then C, explicit and implicit definition of grades that we have set forth. Oke. Jadi di sini, for example, untuk biasanya ini untuk yang agak objektif ya, misalnya ujian writing, for writing test, or for oral test, interview gitu ya. Itu grade-nya ditentukan berdasarkan ada rubriknya. Kalau misalnya they can get 90 if the pronunciation, vocabulary, fluency, grammar-nya sekian. The relationship we have established with this class itu agak mempengaruhi penilaian juga ternyata ya. Jadi memang bisa jadi penilaian itu bisa jadi objektif, subjektif. Tapi yang bagus memang objektif. And then student expectation that we have engendered in previous test and places in this class. Dan bagaimana harapannya siswa itu tidak bisa mempengaruhi grading-nya. Okay. And then the next one is feedback. Forms as feedback can be a letter grade untuk A, B, C, D, atau total score bentuk angka 0-100, atau dalam 4 subscores, atau skornya itu dibeda-bedakan dalam 4 subscores: speaking, listening, writing, or reading. For the listening and reading section, the feedback can be indication of correct or incorrect response or marginal response. Marginal response ya tanggapan yang diberikan di akhir oleh teacher-nya. For oral interview can be scores for each element, seperti saya bilang tadi ya, skor misalnya untuk masing-masing pronunciation, vocabulary, fluency, dan grammar gimana. A checklist of areas needing work. A checklist of areas needing work ya. For example, students di checklist dulu nih, students use correct verb, correct vocabulary checklistnya. Students can say it smoothly, itu checklistnya. And then oral feedback after the interview. Jadi the feedback can be directly, begitu selesai interview bisa langsung dikasih feedback. So next time you have to listen carefully. Misalnya kan muridnya salah tangkap dulu ya, you have to listen carefully. Or next time before the test, you need to practice, latihan dulu kalau mau tes. Ingat ya guys, setiap mau tes itu harus belajar dulu, nggak bisa. Sangat tidak dianjurkan untuk langsung go show, harus ada belajarnya dulu. And then D, the post interview conference to go over the result, atau bisa juga dibahas nomor per nomor. What do you think about this question? Tentang ujian lisan interview, bisa ditanya, what do you think about this question? Atau which question is the hardest for you? Mana tadi pertanyaan yang sulit? Which one is the most easiest? How do you feel about the test? Yaitu post interview conference. And then on the essay, score for each element being rated, masing-masing elemennya misalnya dari aspek vocabulary, what else, grammar, and then coherence and cohesion. And then a checklist of areas needing work. Okay. Checklist for example, checklist yang dinamakan coherence itu apa aja sih? It is relevant and something like that. And then marginal and essay comments or suggestion. Marginal and essay comments or suggestion itu biasanya di ujung dari essay atau komennya. And then after a post-test conference to go over work. Nah, setelah siswanya mengumpulkan essay-nya, bisa ada post-test conference dibahas bersama. Or they can also have, atau bisa juga mereka melakukan self-assessment. Mereka baca ulang lagi, udah selesai nih tesnya. And then they can check again whether they have some error or mistakes. Ya. Mungkin dikasih kesempatan untuk revisi. So that's all for today. Hopefully it will be beneficial Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you guys. Bye bye.